In Seoul, Dr. Jisoo is knee-deep in some seriously wild experiments, desperate to find a cure for his daughter, who's only clinging to life thanks to his machines. His lab? A total madhouse. Mutated animals are running loose, and in a disturbing turn, Jisoo even kills his assistant, just to test out his latest serum on him. Things spiral quickly as authorities storm into the lab, ready to arrest Jisoo for the deaths of over 100 people. In a last-ditch attempt to prove his breakthrough, Jisoo injects himself with the serum, only to get gunned down. Suddenly, an earthquake shakes everything to its core. Buildings crumble across Seoul, including Jisoo's lab. The authorities flee for their lives, but Jisoo stays behind, trying to protect his daughter. In the end, the earthquake wipes out the entire area, leaving behind a wasteland where a bustling city once stood. Now, survivors huddle together in makeshift villages, scraping by with what little resources they can find. Water is especially rare, and stepping outside the settlements is a risky gamble. Roaming outsiders won't hesitate to kill for a meal. 3 years after the quake, a young man named Jiwon is out on the hunt with his bow. When he hears a low growl, he discovers a crocodile and quickly hides behind a car. With nerves of steel, he lights an arrow on fire and shoots the beast right in the head. The crocodile goes down, briefly. As Jiwon approaches, it suddenly lunges at him. His regular arrows are useless, so he dives into the car, just barely avoiding the snapping jaws as the crocodile shoves its head through the window. Just in the nick of time, Namsan swoops in and decapitates the creature with a machete. The duo hauls the beast back to the village, where they butcher it into meat chunks to trade for supplies. Suna and her grandma, Yeonsu, stop by for some meat, and Jiwon tries to charm Suna, but she's not buying it. The peaceful morning is shattered when a rowdy gang crashes into the village in a beat-up car, wrecking a tent in the process. They're hunting for a criminal and start comparing villagers to a sketch. One man tries to defend himself, but gets his arm slashed. Things get worse when a gang member harasses Suna and shoves her grandmother. Jiwon steps in to fight, but is quickly overwhelmed by the rest of the gang. That's when Namsan steps in. Calm and precise, he beats down the gang effortlessly. One thug tries attacking him with a pipe, but Namsan barely flinches and pins him down on a meat table. When questioned, the gangster reveals they work for someone named Tiger, an old rival Namsan immediately recognizes. Namsan also notices they have clean water, which they claim comes from the only apartment building still standing, a self-sufficient survivor community. When they realize who Namsan is, the gang flees in terror. Soon after, a group of clean-cut recruiters arrives from the apartment building, seeking families with teenagers. They claim it's to protect the next generation. Suna agrees to go only for her grandma's sake. That night, Suna and Yeonsu travel with the recruiters. When they spot movement in the dark, they signal with a lantern and discover it's another recruiter group. Suna befriends Ju Yi, a girl from a different village. But their journey takes a dark turn. Yeonsu collapses from exhaustion, as does another boy's elderly father. A recruiter says there's a nearby medical station where the old folks can rest and be picked up later. But Suna's confused. Why didn't they just use the nearby cars to bring them? Her suspicion grows, especially when she notices a weird wart behind Sergeant Kwan's ear. Meanwhile, Yeonsu and the old man are taken to a chasm, where the old man is thrown off and Yeonsu is brutally stabbed. Namsan and Jiwon witness this horror while out hunting. When the recruiters realize they're being watched, they open fire. Namsan reacts instantly, killing 2 of them, but shockingly, they stand back up and keep fighting. Jiwon tricks one into smashing his head against concrete, but even that doesn't stop him. They all have the same strange wart. Thinking fast, Jiwon lures his enemy into an animal trap, but the man escapes and charges again, until Yunho, an Air Force veteran, arrives and decapitates him just in time. Namsan battles the second man and impales him, but the attacker jumps off and goes for a sneak attack. Yunho throws a knife to distract him, and Namsan finishes the job with a clean decapitation. The group gives Yeonsu a respectful burial, and Yunho explains her backstory. She once helped rescue survivors with her Air Force crew and stumbled upon the last standing building. Jisoo showed up, offering help as a doctor, but soon kids started disappearing. When Yunho questioned him, her own team turned against her. Kwon revealed his loyalty by shooting a friend, who then got up like nothing happened. Jisoo claimed his experiments were humanity's last hope. Yunho fought her teammates, tried to kill Jisoo, but had to flee for her life. After hearing her story, Jiwon and Namsan agree to help rescue Suna. But they'll need a plan. Elsewhere, in a crumbled building, gangs force civilians to fight to the death while gambling. After a brutal match, Tiger, yes, that Tiger, asks another gang what else they've got to bet. Tensions rise, and an all-out brawl erupts. Tiger stands unscathed as gangsters fall one after another. Suddenly, Namsan, Jiwon, and Yunho arrive. Turns out Tiger used to box against Namsan, but Namsan beat him so badly he quit, and now wants payback. Both gangs unite to fight the trio, but they're no match for trained fighters. Jiwon frees the captive civilians, while Namsan takes down Tiger in just a few hits. As the gang scatters, a few are captured for interrogation. Under pressure, Tiger admits he trades children to the apartment residents for clean water. He's only allowed in on delivery days, so Namsan plans to exploit that. Meanwhile, Suna and her group finally reach the apartment building and are amazed. Solar panels, guards, even a vegetable garden. Jisoo, the leader, warmly greets them with bottled water. Suna keeps her bottle, wanting to save it for her grandmother. She's assigned a fancy apartment, complete with clean clothes and running water. When she asks about Yeonsu, a teacher claims she's on her way. Later, Jisoo announces the top-performing teens and rewards their families with 8th-floor apartments, no work, and free meals. But the dark truth? Only the kids go upstairs. The parents are sent to the basement to purify and bottle water, working grueling hours without ever seeing their kids again. In his lab, Jisoo discusses Suna and Yunho's health with the teacher. Kwon casually eats a mouse. Jisoo tells the teacher to make sure the girls drink water. He needs it for his experiments. Suna soon notices all the teens are dazed and scarred behind their ears. The teacher's lessons sound more like propaganda. The human body is weak, and Jisoo is their savior. At lunch, everyone's forced to drink bottled water. Suna pretends to sip hers. Jisoo selects Ju Yi as his next helper, and when Suna asks about her grandma, he says she's in the medical bay. Later, he injects Kwon with a new serum. Kwon wonders why everyone doesn't carry the serum, but Jisoo deflects. That night, Suna sneaks through the building and barely avoids being caught. She discovers Ju Yi hooked up to a machine via a cut behind her ear. Jisoo arrives, and Suna hides. Ju Yi's horrified parents are shown the lab, and Jisoo's daughter, whose upper body floats in a tank. When they try to free Ju Yi, she seizes and dies. Jisoo, enraged, kills the father, and Kwon shoots the mother. Suna gets caught and is hooked to the machine. Jisoo explains he uses teens for their pituitary glands, which, after water activation, help make his serum. Suna screams in agony. Meanwhile, Namsan and crew arrive in Tiger's delivery truck. The guards question the timing, but before they can act, Namsan knocks one out and drives through the gate, crashing into the lobby. They storm the building, taking down guards left and right. Yunho finds her old teammates imprisoned and releases them, only to be attacked by reptile-like zombie soldiers. The trio battles fiercely, and Yunho, after a pep talk from Jiwon, snaps out of her shock and goes full warrior mode. They decimate the zombies. Jisoo offers them a chance to leave over the speakers, but Namsan smashes the intercom. Jisoo returns to extract serum from Suna. The trio blows open doors and fights their way upward. Yunho stays behind to cover them, facing off with Kwon. Despite being enhanced, she eventually stabs him in the foot and eye. But Kwon reveals scaly skin beneath, and stabs Yunho before throwing her off the balcony. Jiwon keeps searching and finds the classroom. He kills the guard, grabs the teacher as a hostage, and demands she lead him to Suna. The kids remain eerily unresponsive. Kwon intercepts them, but Namsun arrives to take him on. Meanwhile, Jisoo injects himself with serum, only to realize Suna never drank the water. His body breaks down, warding up as he vomits. Jiwon gets ambushed, and Jisoo orders Suna packed into a briefcase with his daughter. Namsun battles Kwon fiercely, finally throwing him through a window and decapitating him on broken glass. In the chaos, Namsun rescues the workers, urging them to reunite with their children. He then heads to the lab and guns down the soldier and teacher. Jisoo flees, dropping a grenade. Jiwon flips the stretcher, shielding Suna from the blast. Yunho, alive after all, wakes up. The lab is on fire. Namsan bursts through the flames and helps the teens escape. Outside, residents beat Jisoo for his crimes and destroy his precious serum. But Jisoo mutates and grabs a gun, going on a rampage before accidentally shooting the suitcase, killing his daughter. Devastated, he throws up again as his body deteriorates. When the heroes show up, Jisoo opens fire, so Namsan shoots him and brings him down with a well-placed bullet. Jisoo, now horribly mutated and unstable, writhes on the ground in agony. His body is falling apart from the inside out as the serum, lacking the vital element from Suna, fails to stabilize him. In one last desperate attempt, he tries to crawl toward the leaking suitcase, whispering incoherently about saving his daughter. But before he can reach it, Jiwon walks up and crushes his hand underfoot. The nightmare is finally over. Outside, the building continues to burn, but for the first time in years, hope fills the air. The workers and families that had been forced into labor are now free, reunited with their children and holding each other close in tears and relief. Together they walk out into the early morning light, where the sun finally rises over the broken city, no longer a wasteland of despair, but a place where something new might grow.